It's Wednesday, and you know what that means. Welcome in. A little bit different kind of a setup here for me on a Wednesday. Usually, I do these comic book day pickup videos as shorts, but today I got a little bit extra time, so I am going to do a full length video. I'm not going to be reviewing these. I haven't read them. I literally just got here, and I haven't read the books. I just got back from the comic shop, so I'm going to go through and tell you what I picked up this week. First up, we have Null Hunter. This is by Walsh, Vargas, and Carey. Michael Walsh has been doing a ton, and you may see him. You're going to see him. You're absolutely going to see him later on in this video. But Null Hunter, issue number 1, kind of a sci-fi, 2044 kind of vibes here. I'm super stoked to get into this. The art is sensational. We love to see it. Look at that big old crunch. Onomatopoeias galore. I'm really, really excited for Null Hunter. Moving on to the next, we have, oh wait, is that another Michael Walsh comic? Yes, it is. Frankenstein issue number 3, of course. Oh my gosh, I'm so stoked for this book. The art on this one by Michael Walsh, Tony Marie Griffin on the colors, but I am so stoked for Frankenstein. The last issue, we are starting to learn more things. Maybe Dr. Frankenstein's a little bit cracked. Who would have known? But Frankenstein issue number 3, I'm so stoked to read this one. Next up, we have Tin Can Society issue 2 of 9. This is Giant Generator. This is Rick Remender's imprint, Peter Warren, Francesco Mobley, and Chris Crockery on this book. But in the first issue, this has very similar vibes to the Losers Club from Stephen King's It. In the first issue, we saw someone in the very first page, very first panel, one of the Tin Can Society, which is a friend group from back in the day, brutally murdered. Turns out this guy was a billionaire. He was disabled from birth, and we don't know really too much about it other than he became a billionaire. And the main character in this book, she believes that one of them may have been the reason for the demise of the titular person here who is shown on the cover, the billionaire. I'm terrible with comic book character names, but Tin Can Society issue 1 was awesome. Will this continue, or will it kind of, peter out? We shall see. Next up, we have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. This is issue number 3 by Jason Aaron and Cliff Chiang. And, of course, the Kevin Eastman variant cover. Had to pick that up. The way that Jason Aaron is setting this book up thus far, this series up thus far, each turtle is getting introduced one by one. So I am so stoked for this. Oh my gosh, you guys. We have Leo, my favorite turtle. I know that's not a very popular take anymore. Nobody likes Leo, especially with Mutant Mayhem. They really were dogging on him, but I still like Leo. You got some really nice interior artwork here, but we're going to find out what the heck happened to Leo. Of course, Mikey's out in Japan, living the life of a superstar actor, and then you had Raph, who was in prison in the first 2 issues, but I'm super stoked to see what's up with my boy Leo and how these characters are going to come together. Next up, we have Stand Still by Lee Loungridge and Andrew Robinson. This book has been pretty freaking sweet thus far. As you can see, the panel layout, the composition here is awesome and is very, very different than your typical Western comic book. It feels manga-esque, and I really like the premise. So basically, our main character here, Riker is his name. He has a device, basically a wristwatch, that can control time. It can pause time. And there's 2 members here in this story that are basically with the FBI trying to make their own version of the watch so they can stop him. What's going to happen? The first 2 issues were awesome. I'm really digging this. This is issue 3 of 8 by Image Comics. Next up, we have The Moon is Following Us, and I gave the first issue of this book a perfect 5 out of 5 score. Daniel Warren Johnson, Riley Rossimo, and Mike Spicer on the colors. Daniel Warren Johnson's writing and doing some art. Riley Rossimo's doing most of the art, and then, of course, Mike Spicer. But basically, we have two different worlds here. In the first one, we saw... I can't even really show you too much in this book because it gives away too much. Maybe I can show you this page. I don't know. I don't want to give away too much, but Riley Rossimo really in his bag. I think this kind of storytelling lends very well to his artistic style. And, of course, Daniel Warren Johnson's just amazing. But, yes, I gave the first issue a 5 out of 5. And basically what it is, it's kind of like a dream world they're stuck in. And these two folks' daughter is stuck there. And they're trying to save her. It was very bombastic, very quick out of the gate, action-packed. Is this going to slow down, or are we going to be, kind of balls to the walls at 11 the entire time? We shall see. Next up, we have Absolute Wonder Woman. This is issue number 1, all in. Of course, Kelly Thompson, Hayden Sherman, and Jordi Belair on the book. But I am so excited for this. This is, of course, the second Absolute book, with Batman being the first. But no, the colors in this thing are pretty darn good alongside this art. I'm really excited to see what Kelly Thompson can do with this book. Wonder Woman, Absolute Wonder Woman, issue number 1. Next up, we have a new creative team after Ram V's pretty darn good series of Detective Comic comes to an end. We have Tom Taylor and Michael Janin. I just want to say, look at the colors in this book. Holy smokes. Mercy of the Father, Part 1. And yeah, I'm excited. Batman has been pretty underwhelming, the Batman title. Hopefully this can fill a mainline Batman void for me. I'm not going to read 3 different Bat books. So that being said, something's going to be on the chopping block. Will it be Detective Comics? Or will it be the mainline Batman? Because Absolute Batman, I got to tell you, I loved it. So that being said, hopefully Detective Comics comes through. Tom Taylor, let's see what you got. Next up, we've got the Mass Matcher, issue number 2. And if you didn't read the first issue, I'm going to spoil it here in a second. Mass Matcher, at the end of it, the bear was the narrator. This man in the 50s, trying to become a superstar actor, trips and becomes a superstar pro wrestler. I'm a huge wrestling fan, so I love the premise. But the Mass Matcher, issue number 2, let's see. I don't think anyone could have predicted that finish. And yeah, it popped me, to take a wrestling term. But Mass Matcher, issue number 2. Next up, we have Grommets, issue number 5 of 7. This is Rick Remender, of course, Giant Generator. Brian Posehn and Rick Remender writing this story. Brett Parson doing art, and Moreno Dicino. Of course, we have a slice of life story here. These punk rock skaters absolutely trying to just make their way in the world. What happens in this? I believe there's a huge fight at a party. We'll see how it goes. I'm really loving this book thus far. And last but not least, we have Radiant Black, massive edition. This is the first year. Yo, Kyle Higgins, Marcelo Acosta, Becca Carey, absolutely in their bags on this book. Love that sound. But yeah, Radiant Black is one of my favorite new superheroes, probably my favorite new superhero to come out within the last decade or so. If you haven't read Radiant Black, you need to check it out. The huge 3-year story arc called The Catalyst War just wrapped up last week. I reviewed it. Check that video out. But the Radiant Black, big old thick boy. I'm really excited to dive back in to Radiant Black. So there you have it, folks. I'm not really editing this video at all. Thank you all so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll have my review video out hopefully by tomorrow. It might take Friday because I got a ton of books here. But yes, thank you all so much. And until the next time I see you. Oh, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on all the socials. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and League of Comic Book Geeks. So make sure to hit me up over there. If you did enjoy this one, like, comment, subscribe. If you have any suggestions for me, drop them in the comments below. I love seeing all of your comments, and I love this community that we're growing. So I appreciate you. I'm Alex, graphic novel collector. And until the next time, I'll catch you on the flippy flop. Adios.